Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. I made a video a few hours ago, 4 hours ago, that's all it's been, about Chris Eubank and Conor Benn, just sort of saying, they've signed the fight, it's going to be in April. It is what it is, but it doesn't interest me. I think it's a gimmick fight, and, go and have a look at the video if you want my opinion on it. And no sooner did I put that video out when suddenly I've got people messaging me saying, well, I'll bet you'll watch it. Well, what have you got against it? Well, I'm really looking forward to it. Well, I think it'll be a big hit. But look, let me stop you there, okay? You don't have to be defensive about this, okay? Number one, I said in the video that it'll be a big hit because it most certainly will. And the reason I gave, a couple of the reasons I gave were, they don't like each other, so there's the grudge match, the name value, obviously, blah, blah, blah. You're looking forward to it? Absolutely great. Absolutely great. It's there to be enjoyed. Number three was you don't have to watch it. Someone said you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. Well, I said in the video that I would watch it because A, I'm a boxing junkie and I'll watch anything, and B, I run a boxing channel, so I'll cover it. And I'll cover the build-up as well. But people, it sort of illustrated to me how people can get so defensive over nothing. I didn't make a video saying, I think it's awful, I think it's terrible, it should be banned, you shouldn't be allowed to watch it. No, I don't. Look, what I said was I don't give a fuck about it, and I don't give a fuck about the fight. I don't care who wins. It's a welterweight against a middleweight. Catchweights bore me, to be honest with you. I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it to make a lot of money. They won't be getting a penny out of me because it's on pay-per-view. It's the first, I believe it's the first fight under the banner of the Ring Magazine. It's a Ring Magazine event. Do you know what I mean? They're sort of Turkey's tying in Ring Magazine with Riyadh season and so on. That's fine, And it may have a good undercard. I might watch it for the undercard, But don't get so defensive, all right? I'm not saying it shouldn't go ahead. I'm not saying it's not there to be enjoyed. I'm saying that for me personally, it doesn't set me alight. Do you know what I mean? Like, one of the best fights of last year, in my opinion, was the first Bivol-Beterbiev fight. A lot of people found that quite dull. I had a lot of people talking to me about that, saying, well, it never really caught light, did it? I thought it was brilliant. Because you had two extremely contrasting styles, both guys at the height of their powers. One guy very much a come forward, good skills, but a come forward, aggressive, hard punching guy. The other guy more of a box fighter, bit more movement, a lot more angles. And you had the contrasting styles, and they were both so good at what they did that they almost negated each other, not in an entertainment way. I mean, technically it was a brilliant fight, but that's not to some people's taste. Some people were saying, oh, that's a bit boring. I thought that was a bit boring. Okay, that's fine. I'm not offended because you didn't see in it what I saw in it. But this is the point. We like different things. This is the beauty of, amongst other things, boxing. It's kind of like music. Some people like this type of music, this genre of music. Some people like, that. Some people hate loud, fast music, punk, metal or whatever. Some people like hip-hop. Some people, it doesn't matter. It's music, all right? But we've all got different tastes. And as much as I would never say of a certain type of music, like, for example, who's the biggest star on the planet right now? Let's say Taylor Swift. Now, Taylor Swift, I'm sure, she doesn't write songs for 57-year-old men from England, from London. But surprise, surprise, her music kind of leaves me stone cold, to be honest with you. But I'm not saying, oh, ban Taylor Swift. You're all a bunch of idiots if you like Taylor Swift, Likewise, I'm not ignorant, I'm not immature, and I'm not stupid enough to say, well, if you're looking forward to Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, what you like then, eh? You must be a fool, No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So please stop messaging me, all right, and thinking that I'm against you just because you're looking forward to this fight. I'm in the minority. I'm sure most people who are going to buy this pay-per-view or go there and make a night out of it, you're in the majority, all right? It just doesn't set me alight, It's kind of like it's kind of but when I first heard about this matchup back in, was it 2022? I was thinking, what's all that about? That's just, it's kind of like, Tank versus Inoue or whatever. What was the other one? Bud versus Canelo. I'm not interested in those sort of fights. I've said this before in videos. But if they happen, they happen. Okay. They're kind of like, it's kind of like, I mean, obviously it's nowhere near as bad as, Misfits or something like that. But if you want to mention Misfits or YouTube boxing or something like that, again, a lot of people say it's bad for boxing. It's not bad for boxing. Boxing has survived far worse things than that. It used to be run by the fucking mob, for Christ's sake. It survived various scandals involving, back in the 80s, the IBF. Was it Bob Lee was well, I won't go into that. That's a video for another time. But there were all sorts of scandals involved. Don King, as we know about Don King, don't we? He was a bit of a naughty boy sometimes, the Teflon Don, non-stick pans and all that. But, boxing will survive Misfits. It will survive YouTube boxing. It will survive, daft catchweight contests. And plus the fact, it is quite feasible that Eubank Jr versus Benn might turn out to be a very good fight. Boxing will even survive the indignity of something like Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I mean, what a pile of, I'll say it openly, what a pile of shit that was. Absolute shit. And even worse than Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. What a fucking farce that was. But look at the money they generated. How many people watched Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on Netflix? How many people watched, well, look, it's the biggest ever pay-per-view, isn't it? Mayweather versus McGregor. Look at the money they made. And look at the price they were charging, especially in the US. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's it should be banned or it's detrimental to boxing. I'm saying I don't like it. I think it's a load of crap. And it's just my opinion, okay? If you like it, and if you've got a buzz out of watching Mayweather stop McGregor in the 11th, or Mike Tyson, creak after Jake Paul, a guy who would have lasted about 20 seconds if Mike was in his prime. If you like that, then obviously you're the one getting something out of it, and I'm missing out on something, am I? Because you're enjoying it and I'm not. I'm sort of cringing as I'm watching it, but hey, it is what it is. So, I just thought I'd reply to a few people who have. I was really surprised at the amount of people that sent me messages after that video earlier today. But if you've got anything else to say, leave it below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the like button. And do all that good stuff. Because this is your channel as much as mine. Otherwise, it's just an echo chamber, and that's really, really boring. Later on. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.